Hey you guys, welcome back to Stella's Knife Obsession. Today I'm going to do something new and we're going to play a little game called Who Wore It Best. So to get started today, I'm going to do a comparison between two Kubey Vagrants and two Pelicans designed by the same designer, made by different companies. So let's get started. All right, let's begin. So this is a little bit more of a premium Kubey Vagrant. They're both the same exact knife. The blade on this one, however, has a really beautiful satin finish. This one has like more of a bead blast type of thing going on. I even like, so just to show you, so I even like the way they did their logo on this one better than this one. It seems like more premium quality even with the logo. I love the fact that this has pivot collars on both sides. It has a titanium pocket clip as well, and it works very nicely in and out of the pocket. The more premium one has a back spacer that covers quite a bit. I'd say 3/4 of the back, which incorporated the lanyard option into it. So I think that was clever the way they did that, because on the this Kubey they did not do a lanyard option. I would assume you might be able to do it around there if the blade doesn't quite get that close there. So I would think that you might be able to. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure you could. I bet. So another thing that comes with it, with the differences, is this one is a lot more lightweight. They have the same shaped blade. Mine is AUS 10 actually. They're both AUS 10. I love AUS 10. I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but I personally get what I think is a really good usage out of the edge of an AUS 10 steel blade. Now, in the handles are slightly different shaped, as you can see too. There's a little more access to the liner lock on the budget version, and then on the more premium version, there's plenty of access. But I noticed that the jimping on the access, on the liner, sorry, is actually a little bit sharp. But the jimping on mine was a little better chamfered, so that they kind of got them on that one. The jimping on the backs of the spines are exactly the same, so but the blades are exactly the same steel. I just like the satin finish much better than this. I don't care for that kind of finish at all, really. The handles are both pretty, they're very close to the same, but they're clearly different, and I feel like this one, it's a little more cramped feeling, whereas they kind of fixed that with the newer models. This one, you don't feel like your hand is being squished, your fingers are being squished together. So it's weird that that would even make a difference, but it does. I also noticed with the more premium version that the action is much smoother. A lot smoother actually. But then again, it has been used for a lot longer. I just won this courtesy of Donnie B All Day. Shout out. Thank you. But yeah, this is a great knife though. Overall, I would love to have this version. I love them. I think they're both awesome, but I would prefer to have this version, but I love my knife, so I would never give it up. This thing is too cool, man. I love the deep carry pocket clip, but I do love the titanium, contoured titanium clip on this one. The only thing that bothers me is that there's only one screw in there, so they should have known that they would encounter a problem like that. And a lot of times if they just mill out a little bit more of this area right here, they don't have that problem, but they didn't think about that with this one, so it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. I oh, also, I noticed this must be an older version because this has T6s in the body and this one has all T8s. So you can tell they did a lot of upgrading. They did a lot of listening to their, I guess you could say fans, because I'm a Kubey fan, that's for darn sure. I love Kubey knives. So they're both awesome, but I think all in all, for the most part, the tan one is a more premium type of flavor for me. And I don't know, it's weird because I can't really choose between the two because I love this knife so much and what it means to me. But if it was strictly monetarily, I would go with this because if it's the same price as this, then you're getting a little bit more with this one. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, there's no pass-through construction to, to make it easy to blow it out if you wanted to get your pocket lint and stuff out of it. But, I mean, they're simple to take apart. They don't make it very complicated. They're both, of course, designed by, it's Max Tkachuk. I butcher the name every single time and it embarrasses me. But hey, what you gonna do? I got another name to butcher here in a minute. So, yeah, so that is my take on who wore it better between these two variants of the Kubey Vagrant. Okay, let's move on. Here we're going to look at the Pelican, which is a Kamaxron design. And yeah, it's Kmaxrom. And I'm not really good at pronouncing names like that. Kamaxron. So this is the Kizer Pelican and this is the Concept Pelican. Now, the guy that started Concept actually used to work for Kizer. So it makes a lot of sense that they look this similar and that they hire the same designers and that they even have the same name without bugging out on each other, I'm not sure which one came first. I'm going to say it was the Kizer Pelican because I just know that I have seen this one on websites for years. And this one I have only seen within the past 2 years, maybe. So I'm not really sure who did it first, but I'm going to say Kizer did. If any of you guys know who, if that's wrong, and maybe it was Concept that started it, let me know down below. Also, if any of you guys have these two Pelicans, let me know what you think between the two of them. And who do you think wore it better? Okay, so let's see. Now the Kizer Pelican came screaming sharp. I love that on both of them. They have this kind of area where you can choke up to do push cuts or whatever the case may be. You get a very good purchase on this. It is a really, really great grip. There's no hot spots, not for me anyway. Even though the pocket clip is kind of deep carry there, it doesn't press too hard on your hand and you don't feel it. It's a great clip actually. I mean, it's simple and just semi-generic, but then you have the clip on here, which actually it was thoughtfully designed, I think, because it goes in and out of the pocket very nicely. The lanyard hole right here is actually awesome. I love the way they did that. I think that was a great move on their part. There's a little back spacer where there's also these large jimps in the back, so you get a very good purchase on this in the palm of your hand. This is definitely a good knife to use for utility purposes. The frame lock is solid and the action on this thing is unreal. And the area where you can choke up with your thumb on this, it seems to set more perfectly for my thumb. Now, ergos may vary for different sizes, people with different size hands. So on this Concept, this grip right here is absolute perfection for me. On the Kizer, this one works for me as well, but I prefer to choke up a little bit. And there is a little spot where there's a choil there, and it's in where the plunge grind is. So let's check those out actually. I'm gonna have to say that when it comes to the plunge grind, Concept did it better. I love the look of Kaiser's blade. I think it's so pretty. It's just sexy. It's a really great knife. They do have this in titanium variation as well, which is kind of where the reason why I'm comparing the two, because and you know what's weird is this is the Pelican Mini, and I have never seen a full-size Pelican. So if this is a mini, this thing, the original has to be huge, because this is a good size knife. I mean, it's not tiny. It's really, really good size knife. Very. Oh man, this thing has great action. Love it. This has phenomenal action as well. Just, you can middle finger flick it. This thing, oh, it's just nice. Oh, it has a great sound. That's a cool sound. But anyway, back to the clip. I didn't get to showcase this a little bit better. So I love the way it curves around the lock bar so that you don't have that tension if you're trying to, reverse flick it from the left side. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe not. Nah, you can't. But it doesn't interfere when you're holding it tight. It kind of just goes in the grooves of your hand. So there's absolutely zero hot spot on this one. This is actually way more comfortable than this one. And the Kaiser is already so perfect for my hand and my grip that to get any better, that's amazing. They really killed it on this one. So it was like they took the principles that they used to design this knife for Kaiser, and they fixed what they thought was wrong or what they heard from people that was wrong, and they incorporated it into this more modern version. I think that this Concept Pelican definitely wore it better, because this thing is addictive. The action is so phenomenal. It's just addictive. Like, it just feels good. And the sound it makes, again, it's just a nice freaking knife, you guys. It's awesome. I love the way they designed the pocket clip to go around the lock bar, because you don't have any interference. All the body screws are T8s. The only thing that are T6s is those right there. Great knife. The thumb studs on both of them are almost exactly the same. So they both have very, very good thumb studs. They are very good thumb studs. They're not sharp. They don't have, pointy edges or hot spots or anything. I mean, I don't know why you would have your fingers on your thumb studs anyway. But the only thing was with this one is they could have thrown another deployment method in there for those people out there who like knives with multiple deployment methods. They could have easily incorporated a front flipper on this one and thrown some jimping right here. That's the only thing I would have maybe designed a little differently, and all that would take is a little bit of jimping. So I suppose if any of you wanted to get adventurous with your Dremel, you could possibly throw some jimping there and turn it into a front flipper if you wanted. But I love this knife. I love it. I do. I want it. I'm gonna be saying I want it quite a lot during this evaluation of Richard C's knives that he so graciously sent to the channel for review. I'm so excited to get to the rest of them. But for now, I'm going to say that Richard C's knives wore it better. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.